everybody. Welcome to another chapter of the book of Sean. I hope you can hear me because I can't hear myself. Anyway, listen, everybody. I got a great show for you tonight. I always have great shows for you, but tonight is an especially great show because my guest has my favorite first name, Alicia. I love the name Alicia. That's her name. Alicia Jackson's here. My dear sister's here. We're going to talk about her life, her journey, her hopes, her ambitions, because along the way, things happen to us, right? And we become versions of ourselves that we recognize and versions of ourselves that we don't recognize. And there is in her something that she's hoping and believing and trying to accomplish. And I'm going to encourage her to do it. I'm going to do my best to push her to the next great level of her life because I believe in her. I don't even know her, but I believe in her. I just know she could do it. And I believe in you too, people. I believe in you. That's why I show up every day. I show up every day to remind you that the best has not yet abandoned you. You hear me? Love is coming, joy is on the way, and your best days are ahead of you. And if you don't want to hear that, I don't care, because that's what I showed up to say. I'm going to do some Ask Dr. Sean later, but let's start with some headlines. Let's do that right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene, people, the congresswoman from Georgia. Remember last week how I told you that Marjorie thought that Kwanzaa was a religion? Remember that? She thought that Kwanzaa was a religion. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, well this week, she was on Twitter spreading lies about COVID and about the vaccine, and Twitter decided to permanently ban her from the platform. So shout out to Twitter for at least trying to have some standards. You know what I'm saying? Twitter's a cesspool too. I think Facebook is a cesspool. Twitter's a cesspool too, rather. But at least Twitter decided Marjorie Taylor Greene is a little too much. And listen, for all of you who don't agree with this, I don't know, the three of you who don't agree that Marjorie Taylor Greene should be banned from Twitter, don't talk to me about free speech. I don't want to hear about free speech. Let me tell you why. The First Amendment says that the government cannot abridge or inhibit free speech. It says nothing about private companies. It said nothing about individuals. The government shall not abridge free speech. Twitter is not a public company. It is a private company. The government don't run Twitter. Twitter is run by, it's a privately held corporation. And Twitter can decide when you need to be off their platform. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like this. If you, see, freedom works both ways, people. If you free to say something, I'm free to hold you accountable for what you just said. You follow what I'm saying? If you free to open your mouth, I'm free not to like what came out of your mouth. So if you come over my house, you free to say whatever you want to say in my house, and then I'm free to put you out. I'm free to ask you to take your tail out of my house. You understand what I'm saying? See, there's wisdom in this story, people. Marjorie Taylor Greene teaches every one of us. Listen, she teaches all of us a fundamental lesson. Stop saying things and stop believing that you can say things without any consequences. Everything you say, every conversation you have with somebody has a consequence that comes along with it. It's an internal emotional consequence, and sometimes, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, you get your behind put off Twitter because of what you said. People need to learn this. Everything that comes into your head should not come out of your mouth. You're not going to say amen? Because you know that was good. Everything that comes into your head should not come out of your mouth. And what social media has us thinking that everything we have to say is important. It's not. Some of the things you have to say, you should only say them to yourself. And so Marjorie Taylor Greene is learning the hard way. And many of us have learned the hard way that sometimes, let's be honest, you ready? Sometimes we should have kept our mouths shut. Because it's better to lose the argument and keep your marriage. It's better to lose this argument and keep your family. It's better to lose this conversation and keep your job because you need that direct deposit to come in once a week. You ain't going to say amen. I can't get no help in here. You know I'm right. People just running their mouths, man. Listen, stop saying just anything to people, especially the people that you love. Choose your words carefully with your children, especially when you're mad. Choose your words carefully with the person you say that you love and you sleep next to and you allow into your body or you go into theirs. Choose your words carefully. You know what I'm saying? Don't just say anything because words have power. That's why the scriptures say, let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Because words have power. And you're going to have to live with what you say. Whatever you call him consistently is what's going to come home to you consistently. That's why you ought to call him the king you want him to be. And call her the king you're hoping she becomes. And maybe one day, that's who you get to sleep next to. Let's do another headline. 2, 3. Anyway, hey, so apparently today's my follow-up headline day. You guys remember when I told you about how the little community of Buckhead in Atlanta wants to succeed from the city of Atlanta? Remember I told you that? How some white business people in Atlanta that live in Buckhead, you know, and all of us who've been to Atlanta, you know Buckhead. That's where Lenox Mall is, and it's in Buckhead in Atlanta. And there's some folks, white folks mostly, who want to leave the city of Atlanta. And remember how I told you that whenever you have these little white enclaves that want to leave mostly black cities, or cities that are run by mostly black people, it's not about taxes, it is not about crime, it's about race. And remember when I told you that, and you guys looked at me like, oh, Dr. Short, oh, you always so racial. And I came back to give you a little follow-up. You ready? So Mr. Bill White, who is apparently the leader of the movement to have, that's him right there, he is the leader of the movement to have Buckhead be its own city. Apparently he tweeted and then deleted information from a blog associated with white nationalists and anti-Semitism. Let's go over it again. So the guy who's trying to get Buckhead to be its own city, apparently he reads blogs that are run by and associated with white nationalists and anti-Semites. I'm just going to wait. This is the part in this show where I say, I told you so. I told you it ain't about taxes and it ain't about crime. It's about race. And you know how I know it? You know how I know it? Because the guy who's leading the movement to have Buckhead leave Atlanta tried to retweet, and then he got caught and deleted stuff from a blog that's run by white nationalists and it's anti-Semitic. And here's the wisdom, because I always bring you wisdom, people. That's what I do for a living. Here's the wisdom. You can't hide who you are forever. You cannot hide who you really are forever. Who you really happen to be is going to come out whether you like it or not. Before it's all over, the real you is going to show up. You can perform all you want. You can put on your acting face and your agent behavior, you know what I'm saying? And just sizzle and dizzle people. But before it's all over, the real you is going to sit down at this table, and the real you is going to open your mouth, and we all going to get to see who you are. That's why I always tell people when I'm giving dating advice, you have to wait until the wolf gets hungry. I'm doing my good teaching today, 2, 3. I'm telling you, you got to wait until the wolf gets hungry, because it's not a wolf. It's not a wolf until you see them fangs. You hear me? And so Bill White is showing us who he is. You know how I know? Because he reads white nationalist anti-Semitic blogs. Where else would he get the information to retweet? Let me tell you something you're never going to find. You're never going to find on my social media white nationalist or anti-Semitic anything on my social media. You know why? Because I don't read it. You have to read it to tweet it. Ain't that right? Did that rhyme? Alicia, I'm doing my good rhyming today, girl. You got to read it to tweet it. Oh, my God. People tell on themselves all the time. And there's somebody in your life who you're trying to figure out, and I promise you, give it a little more time, and they're going to tell on themselves too. They're going to show you who they really are. Because liars lie, and cheaters cheat, and thieves steal. Let's say it again. Because liars lie, and cheaters cheat, and thieves steal. And people who are disloyal will be disloyal. Oh, people are going to manifest themselves, and they're going to do it every single time. And don't think you're special and that they're not going to be that way with you. So you see them lie to everybody else, and you think that you're going to get the truth. Or he's cheated on everybody he's ever dated, but you think you're going to get his commitment. Or she's stolen from people, but of course she's not going to steal from you. You're deluding yourself. A wolf is a wolf. A wolf is a wolf is a wolf is a wolf. And a wolf is going to be a wolf with you too. So let me say it again. And I said this the first time I did this story, and I'm going to say it right now. All right? You ready for this? I've never been more serious. Alicia, I've never been more serious. Y'all can have Buckhead, but you cannot have Lenox Mall. If you want to leave Atlanta, y'all can go on. But we keeping that mall. You know how good the Cheesecake Factory is in that damn mall? No, we are keeping that mall. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but it's too late. All right, let's do another headline before I get fired. So apparently, Jared Polis. This is a great story. Rogel Aguilera Madero, who all of us heard was in that very tragic car accident in Colorado. Our dear Latinx brother, whose brakes went out and 4 people tragically died. And the judge, because of mandatory sentencing, gave him 110 years. Well, the governor of Colorado, Jared Polis, reduced his sentence from 110 years to 10 years. And I just wanted to come on tonight to give a big shout out to the governor of the state of Colorado. You know what I'm saying? Because this was an accident. And I know there are people out there who are saying, you know, people who are impacted by this, victims by this, who say he should have served all 110 of those years. And I understand why you say that, because you've been impacted by that and your feelings are raw and this cuts to the bone. But ask yourself an additional question. If your son or your brother or your father was the one in this accident, would you want him to serve 110 years? And the answer is probably no. And we should only want for people what we want for ourselves and what we want for the people who are close to us. Okay? Now listen, you know, I just believe that this sentencing, the adjustment of this sentencing is a fair act. I believe that 10 years is enough for this. It was an accident. It's not something he meant to do. And it just goes to show you that balance is important, right? That when you have excessive responses to things, you get excessive outcomes and excessive consequences and excessive responses. And balance is important not just in politics and in law. It's important in your own life. Make sure when somebody does something that you don't make it an eye for an eyelash. Did you get that? Make sure when somebody does something to you that your response is balanced. When your kids make a mistake or break something, that you're not so crazy that you destroy their humanity over the fact that they broke a glass. It just ain't worth it. If everybody out there, you know, who's sort of mad that Rogel Aguilera Madero is only getting 10 years and you're pissed off about it and you think it's horrible. See, it's not like he's not going to jail. He's going to jail for 10 years. It's not like he got away with murder, okay? Like the murderer of Trayvon Martin, like the murderer of Eric Garner, like the murderer of Breonna Taylor, like the murderer of Tamir Rice. So if you're mad about Rogel getting 10 years, imagine how we feel that the murderers of all the names that I just mentioned and so many more never spent a minute in jail. Let's do one more headline before I talk to Alicia. So I couldn't wait to talk about this one because Trump supporters are some of my favorite people to talk about because they're crazy as hell. And now I have evidence. Are you ready? I love when I have evidence to prove things. So in case you haven't heard, Trump supporters are now turning on each other, which means they're acting like Democrats. But that's a whole other conversation. So check this out. QAnon supporters are mad at Michael Flynn because he criticized QAnon's fundamental credo. And Donald Trump was booed because he mentioned that he got, his COVID vaccine booster. And attorney Lynn Wood apparently is just mad at every damn body for every damn reason. And I just came tonight to say this is what happens when you build a movement on hate, resentment, and lies. When your movement is built on resentment and hate and lies and recrimination, eventually, wait for it, the snake is going to eat its own tail. The snake will eventually eat its own tail. And for everybody wondering why you can't build a movement on hate and resentment and lies, this is the reason why. Because you can't tame a tiger. All you can do is hold on. That's all you can do. You follow what I'm saying? I'm not, see, tonight, we cannot allow the world that we want to build, a world that's diverse, a world that respects women, a world that respects black people, brown people, native people, Asian people, LGBTQ people, poor people. A world that respects all people cannot be built on the principles of the one we're trying to change. Our movement cannot be built on hatred and violence and recrimination and pettiness and foolishness. We can't build our movement on their principles and expect the world that we want to live in to be the world our children deserve. You follow what I'm saying? We got to choose a different way because violence cannot produce peace and insanity cannot produce reason, no more than having sex can make you a virgin. I just threw that in because I just wanted to see your face. I'm trying to tell you, man, Trumpism is fundamentally flawed. I'm going to take this break. But Trumpism is fundamentally flawed because it corrupts everything it touches, including Donald Trump, which is why he could see what happened on January 6th and watch it like it was a movie and not something he should be doing something about. So anyway, be careful not to criticize your children too much. Yeah, because you can't criticize children into being great. You're going to have some balance and celebrate them somewhere along the way. You know that was good. Let's take a break. I'm talking to Alicia right after this. We'll be right back. Back, everybody. So, all of us, I think it's fair and safe to suggest that all of us, because of the inner dynamics of our lives, we have ups and downs and twists and turns, and we end up in places sometimes we never thought that we would, right? I mean, just be honest. You probably are not where you thought you would be at this stage of your life. And even if you are, you probably had to go through things and deal with things you didn't expect to have to deal with. Because that's the nature of life. It's always shifting and changing. And the challenge is not to be an oak, but to be a willow, right? The oak stands in the wind and breaks, but the willow bends with it. It leans and it rocks. My guest tonight, Alicia Jackson, she's had to learn how to be a willow. You know what I'm saying? How to take the wind and keep on standing. I'm excited to talk to her tonight. I can't wait for you to hear her story. So welcome to the show, my dear sister, Alicia Jackson. Hey, Alicia.
Hey, Dr. Sean.
It is such a pleasure to have you. Thank you for taking the time to do this.
Thank you for having me here.
It's my absolute pleasure. So before we get into talking about why we actually invited you on, I always like to begin just with some random questions that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I'm just interested in letting your heart and your humor and your smile speak, okay? So I'm gonna. This may sound like a serious question, but don't give me a serious answer, all right? Okay. Tell me something that you wish you had done a long time ago.
I wish I would have traveled more outside the country more.
Okay. Now where? Like where would you have liked to have gone?
I think like the Virgin Islands, Jamaica, something like that.
Okay. Oh, and because I've been to the Virgin Islands, let me just say, yes, you should go as soon as possible because it is absolutely amazing to be there. Here's my next question. How did you meet your best friend? And don't worry about the kids because we know you a mom. Let them kids do what they listen. We don't worry about them. The kids are fine. How did you meet your best friend?
Through school, high school.
How?
Okay.
Alicia, if you don't stop this right now, I'm gonna reach to this
computer.
Okay.
Let me get together. Through high school, we were just in class together, and we met each other in the same class, and we just had the same upbringings, and we, I have 3 other sisters, but me and her were the same size, so it was like someone to share clothes with, hang out with, and that's how I met my best friend. Was in high school.
Oh, so did you guys like each other immediately?
Yeah, we had the same energy.
Wow, that's great. It took me 6 months to meet my best friend in high school.
Oh wow, I would say yeah, it took us about the same time in high school. Yeah, because we're in the same classes. So in the high schools in LA, you go in the same. If you're in the same cohort, you guys follow the same classes. So we all the same classes together.
Okay, I love that. So I'm going to ask this question and then I'm going to answer it and then let you answer. So here's the question: something you wish you could do with no consequences. And everybody who watches this show knows that my answer is eat pizza. What's your answer?
I think it would probably be eating too. Eating fast food or sweets as well.
See, I love you already, Alicia. You are my soul sister. you and I would be somewhere just stuffing our faces. I'm telling you.
Right.
All right. So let's make this rubber meet the road, and let's sort of narrow down into why we wanted you to be on the show tonight. I should say, if I got it correct, with respect to your professional life, my producer told me that one of the things that you feel many things. One of the things that you feel is sort of stuck in your professional journey. If we got that right, explain that to me.
Yeah, I've actually been with my job for 15 years now. I perfected it. I've had, a good time helping motivate a lot of people move on and also bringing people to the company. And so I just feel like either I need to leave or maybe I should just take this time since I know the job really well, just relax and try to get a master's degree. But I just don't know what to do yet. I'm just stuck.
Mm. No, 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 no. You are articulating something that so many people are dealing with, right? I put in a lot of time. I've done a lot of work. I've helped other people. They've passed me. I'm still where I was. What do I do? Do I stay and keep fighting, or do I move on and plant my garden somewhere else? Listen, first of all, did I get that right?
That's right.
Okay, okay. So before I move on from that, because I have to ask, how does that feel? How does it feel to be in that position?
I just took it as like, oh, I'm supposed to be here for a reason. Like, oh, maybe I'm stuck here for a reason. I'm that type of person. Like, I never try to look at it as like something negative. So I was like, oh, maybe it's just I'm supposed to be here to help this person out. And then when the next third person came, I'm like, well, maybe I'm supposed to just help this person out or be here to help these bridge certain things. But I feel like now it's time for me to either do something else or try to figure something else out.
Got it, got it. How did you get into education?
I worked with students with special needs, so I just had a passion for it and worked that way, and then worked my way up the career ladder and became with administrative assistant now.
You know what? The question that I've been dying to ask you all day um, is this one: How does or how did the value you put on education? How does that relate to your story? Because here's what I know for hold on, Alicia. Here's what I know for sure. We just don't choose like a profession or a vocation, right? It somehow relates to our journey. So how does this educational emphasis that you have relate to your life, your journey?
I just see the need for education in my community. I see the lack of knowledge in how the system works. Working in a big public school system, parents and people of color don't understand how like how to get your kid to that good school or how to get your kid enrolled to this school or how to do certain things. So I bring whatever I learned in my job and bring it to my community, to my family.
Mm.
And I notice people in my own family don't take advantage of those opportunities that's placed in a large school district. So that became my passion, just to help out my own family, my own community, and I've been there ever since.
Did you have that help coming up?
No, I came from a family of a single mother. So my mom worked quite a bit of jobs raising four girls on her own in the city of LA. So we had to navigate ourselves through it. Probably if we would have more help and more knowledge, we could be more advanced, my sisters and me. But just taking what I've learned and try to give back to my community.
Well, listen, whatever else happens in this conversation tonight, Alicia, what you should know already, just from the little bit you just told me, is that you are already an achievement. I mean, you are an achievement of significance and import because being, your mom being a single mom, your mom working, and you still coming out to be the kind of person that you are, right? The kind of person that would be here tonight. You're passionate about helping people, passionate about kids. So you already an achievement. It's just that your job ain't caught up with your greatness. How about that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand that.
So give me your dream scenario. What's the dream professional scenario?
I want to stay in education, but I feel like I need to help more people, like help not just the one community I am. So I don't know. Um, I guess my dream job would be like a school board member. Like if I could be, it would be a school board member or something to help out larger my community.
And how does one become a member of the school board?
For LA Unified School District, you have to apply and run. It's like a political office.
Okay, I knew the answer to that question, but I just wanted it to come out of your mouth. Yes, so the dream scenario is to be a part of the school board, and the way one does that is to run, have an election, and get elected. Okay, so here's my question. You ready for it? You ready for it? What's holding you back?
I just think, um, I don't know. I don't know. I just think that politics are hard and strenuous, and you don't know if like you're the right person for it. I guess.
Mm, mm. Is it all external, political, uh, opposition? Is it anything internal? Is it fear? Is it any fear? Anything like that?
I yeah, I think fear of failure is always there for anybody. I mean, well, for me, failure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Having three boys, and that's a big change and stuff like that. So
Mm. So if tonight you decided by some revelation of something higher, you decided tonight, you know what, I do need to sort of move on. I do need to run, or I do need to go in a different direction. Um, will you be empowered to do it?
yes, I really been thinking, like, I keep on hearing people meet me, and I've helped people, and they're like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you still here? Why are you still in this position? You know, has this person or this person here, try to move you up in the district?" Or And I just, even today, I got a phone call for that. So I'm like, okay, I need to do something. I'm too valuable to be sitting in this one spot.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Matter of fact, I wish I could tape what you just said and send it to you for you to play it to yourself every single day, because you absolutely are that. I'm wondering tonight, how has the disappointment of being sort of locked into this role, this position, how has it affected your overall life, not just your professional life?
Um, I don't think I don't take it as disappointment. I
All
take
right.
everything as a lesson. Disappointment is like something, I don't know. I can't be disappointed. I feel like it's just a lesson, like learning to maneuver to the next step. And
Okay,
I just take it like
Alicia,
that.
stop for a second. 'Cause can I challenge you on this? So you're,
Sure.
you're you're telling me that you haven't moved up, you haven't gotten the position that you deserve. Other people have gotten. You're not disappointed?
No, I just feel like maybe I'm stuck there for a reason. Like
Okay,
maybe
okay, okay.
the
Stop.
lesson I'm
Okay,
supposed to learn.
I'm pushing. I'm pushing. Just
Okay.
stay with me, because I think maybe that's the problem.
Okay.
Just hear me out on this. I think no. First of all, the way you think about it is a good way to think about it for a season. For a little while. It's like, God, why do you have me here? What are you trying to teach me? What can I get from this? But at a certain point, you got to get to the place where you say, you know what, wait a minute now. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
then this don't go on too far. You following me?
I get what you're saying. Maybe I need that fire, that mad,
Mm.
that angry, that fire to fuel the next step. I understand.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. You hit the nail on the head, 100%. When I gotta take a break, but when I say that, what comes in your spirit when I say that?
Then I need to move. Then I need to do something. I need to start the flame and keep on going.
Mm. Listen, I got to take a break, Alicia, but there is a fire in you. Um, I can tell. I know it's there. And what I love about you is that you do practice the principle of patience, right? But passion and patience are not contradistinct. They are not in opposition to each other. You can have passion and be patient at the same time. Let's take this break. We will be right back after this with more Alicia Jackson. What a journey. And tonight, we might get some changes. I'm telling you. Come back and see what happens. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm talking to Alicia Jackson. Alicia, let me ask you this question. It's hypothetical, but I think it's an important question nevertheless. What do you think your children would learn from you if they watched you even begin to think seriously about running and maybe even running for your dream position?
I think they would know that anything is possible then.
Mm,
Like
mm.
anything is able to be possible. I think coming from my background and my current part of life, and they can see that anything's possible.
Mm. And them learning that from you, like not from Beyonce, not from LeBron James, not from Michelle Obama, but them learning that from you would mean what to you?
I think it'd be big. I think it would be something not seen,
Mm.
especially with how the school district is ran out here. It's different. So I don't have a teaching background, but I've been in the school system, so it's different. So that
Yeah.
would be something big.
Mm. I love how you condense it down And when you use the word big, and in that I get so much meaning in that. So let's do this. Let's do it because I'm enjoying this. Tell me, describe your life 5 years from now, top to bottom. What does it look like? Come on, put your faith on, girl. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
A homeowner in LA. By that time, I'll have a son in high school, so be preparing to have a kid soon in college. Having another kid in middle school, so just almost done, seeing my kids pass primary grade, being able to spend time with them and travel and just enjoy them and fulfill all their dreams that they want.
Where are you working?
Hopefully, I think I might be able to do school board member. I think I could try to. I think I have a couple years because it opens up in 2024. So I have a couple years to prep and see, and either there or maybe a department head for the school district.
Okay, listen. Okay. I gotta walk you through this because you deserve a better 5 years from now. Okay, all right. Okay. So, tell me what community you living in. Just generally, just give me one. Where you?
Like where would I live in?
Yeah, 5 years from now, where you living?
Oh, I would still live in South LA.
South LA. Okay.
Yeah.
How big is the house? Come on, talk to me. Talk to me.
I would say 3 bedrooms.
3 bedrooms. How many bathrooms? Let's go there. Two bathrooms. All right, good. So we got 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Okay, what are we driving? Come on.
Probably a Mercedes truck.
There we go. Mercedes truck. Okay. And what's your hair look like? I'm going there.
I like the short hair, so I'm gonna keep it short, maybe some color to it.
And maybe some color. Okay. All right. So, all right, are you married?
Going through a divorce.
Going through a divorce. Okay. So 5 years from now, you will be what, you think? Come on, talk to me.
I'll be single.
You'll be single.
Right.
Ready to mingle. So 5 years from now, you might be dating, right? You might be back out there. 5 years from now, you may have even found somebody, right? 5 years from now, you never know, right? Come on, we're putting our faith on Alicia, right? 5 years from now, right? All right. Why am I doing all this? Because these are the kind of conversations that I want you to start having. I want you to have a different relationship with the things that you hope for. In fact, you have to promise me that you'll do this, all right? Because I live in LA too, and I will find you. So you have to promise me you're going to do this one thing. Put together a group of people who can help you explore the possibility of running. Just a group of people who you can start talking the idea through. What do we need? What would have to happen? What do I need to change? What do I need to clean up? Who I need to talk to? Just a group of friends and colleagues who you just talk about this idea with together. Will you promise to do that?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, because that's the beginning of how it happens, right? The beginning of how it happens with conversation with people who co-sign and sign on to your dream. And I'm telling you right now that if you do that, you'll be 3 times closer to what you want, right, than where you are right now. Here's the other thing I want you to do. I want you to allow yourself, brace yourself, to be upset.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying? I know you're a blessed, even sister. You seem real balanced. You seem to be a woman of regard. There's a way about you but I need you to let yourself be upset. Wait a minute now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No, I'm asking. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I get what you're saying.
Okay, what am I saying, Alicia?
It's okay to get angry. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to have that energy or those feelings.
Yes, especially when you know that a system has disrespected you, right? Okay. When you know that you are capable and you have the ability and you have all of the talent and all of the experience that these people, they're probably people that you trained who are better positions than you do now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
No, and we can't have that.
Right.
Alicia, we can't have that, right?
You're right.
That's right. That's right. So I want you to allow yourself to experience, like, wait a minute now, right? And to have that sense of pride in yourself. Those are my 3 things I want to give you. I want you to put together an exploratory group that you can have conversations with about running one day. I want you to have more vision conversations about 5 and 10 years from now, what you see, what you want, how you look, how's your hair, how many bedrooms, because the more you do that, the more you manifest it and the more you have something to work towards. And lastly, I want you to stop allowing people to take your evenness, your patience, and your balance and your good-heartedness for granted. Because people will keep passing you over if you don't stop them from doing it. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
I do.
you got to say to them, nope, I'm done with this. I'm done with it. So listen, I'm going to talk to you 5 years from now.
Yeah, if you're in LA.
Yes, and I want to see you on the school board. I believe great things are coming for you, and you're heading in a great direction. Make sure you run, okay? Even if you lose, so what? At least you can say, I did it, I tried it, and that's what happened, okay?
Okay.
Alicia Jackson, thank you for coming on tonight. And thank all of you. Don't y'all go anywhere. I got some Ask Dr. Sean. But I was talking to her, but I'm really talking to you too. There's some things you know you should be doing, and the only way to do them is to start doing it right now. If you're not acting towards your vision, then you are living in the direction of the things you say you don't want to do. How about you stop doing that? We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. That was quick. So, you guys always send me great videos, and I always enjoy watching them and giving you the advice that I'm able to give. And of course, today is no different. So let's check out one of the videos.
Hey, Dr. Sean, my name is Lonnie. I am from Atlanta. Quick question. My best friend recently quit her job to pursue a full-time music career, but the girl can't sing, and nobody has been honest with her. How do I tell her she needs to make a career change? It's so hard to be honest with your friends. Help me. Thank you.
Hey, so, first of all, The Weeknd can't sing either, but he's making a lot of money doing it. The Weeknd cannot sing 2-3. He's awful. The boy is off key. He's flat. He cannot sing. But a lot of his songs are good, which is ironic. First of all, Michael Jackson wasn't the greatest singer either, by the way. But Mike was a great entertainer, and he was a great dancer, and he could sing just enough for you to not be repulsed by him. So before you dismiss her singing, I'm just saying a lot of people who end up having great musical careers can't. Keith Sweat can't sing. You disagree? No. How can you? You agree with me. So let me answer your question. You just tell her. You know what I'm saying? Now, what she does with the information is on her. See, here's the thing you got to prepare yourself for. Just because you tell someone the truth doesn't mean that they act on the truth that you tell. Doesn't mean that they embrace what you're saying. So you may tell her the truth, or at least how you understand the truth to be in this case, and she may reject everything you have to say and keep running in the direction of her dream. Your challenge is, can you still be her friend even if she doesn't listen to you? Because if she's willing to look like a fool, then why do you have a problem with it? If she's not hurting anybody, she's not ultimately hurting herself. You know what I'm saying? If she's willing to sound like that in public and she's totally fine with it, then you need to be fine with it. You need to be fine with supporting your friend who may not see it the way that you see it even after you tell her the truth. The way you tell people the truth is very simple. You just open your mouth and say it. But you say it in a way that's palatable. I don't know what's palatable for her ears and her spirit because I don't know her, right? But you know how to talk to her in a way that she can sort of listen to what you're saying, and you just tell her. Say, I don't think your singing is all that great. I just don't think so. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? And then you allow her to sort of tell you where this dream comes from. What is the origination, the genealogy? What is the story behind what she's doing? Because the challenge isn't just for her to accept the truth. The challenge is for you to accept her if she doesn't accept your truth. See, both of you have an opportunity to prove that you're friends. You have an opportunity to prove that you're her friend by telling her what she needs to hear, and then she has an opportunity to put your friendship on trial as well. the odds are she's not going to stop singing. There's this thing about people that sing, even if they don't sing well, they tend to enjoy it. And this, now that I think about it, who cares that she doesn't sing well? As long as she's not asking you for money or trying to move into your place, let her sing. With all the death, dread, disease, and despair going on in the world, if she's found joy in singing, let her have it. And if she's made the calculations that she's willing to, I don't know, be hungry and homeless, if she wants to do that, then hey. Sometimes you got to let grown folks do what grown folks is going to do. I've supported my friends in the past who've done things, and I thought they were absolutely crazy. And it turned out a mess, and I still was their friend because I'm your friend. When I'm your friend, I'm your friend. You hear me? I'm your friend when you're right. I'm your friend when you're wrong. They could catch you. They could catch you with the sin dripping down your face. I'm gonna say he didn't know what he was doing. Leave him alone, because I just believe in that. So y'all be friends to each other, and good luck. We'll see what happens. Here's a question someone DM'd me. I told my husband that I didn't want to have a holiday party at our home because of COVID, and he threw the party anyway, and 11 people got COVID, including us. I was upset and kicked him out the house and told him he had to quarantine somewhere else. Was I wrong? I don't know why I have a southern voice when I read that. No, you were not wrong. I'd have kicked him out too. You know what I'm saying? 11 people got COVID. Your party was a super spreader event. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people just, listen, people, we could be over this pandemic. I'm going to come back to your question, but we could be over this pandemic if people would just stop being crazy. Were you wrong to put him out the house? I mean, of course, it was a bit excessive, but sometimes I just think you got to teach people a lesson. Like, look, sometimes you got to let people know. Now, I hope that when you say you kicked him out the house, it wasn't like a big antagonistic kicking out the house. It was more like, you got to stay in a hotel because I don't want to talk to you. See, don't lose your marriage over COVID, okay? It's not that. Don't lose your family over the party and what happened. Don't do that. But I do think it's important that your husband understand that, it's a collective wisdom and that you shouldn't be having, these kind of situations, especially now with, what's going on. And I hope he's learned a lesson. I don't normally advocate that people put people out of homes and all of that stuff. But, I think in this case, apparently your husband needed to learn the hard way. Apparently he's one of those people who can only learn when he feels a little pain. So if that's how he learns and if that's what makes him grow, then I don't know if it's about you being right or wrong. I think it's more about you responding in kind. And maybe this is what he needed. Now, here's the hard part. You ready for this? The hard part is when he comes back into the house, that you not turn this into an ongoing punitive situation, that now the two of you can sit down after he comes back and have a conversation about how you got into this and how you're going to make decisions differently together and how you're going to assume responsibility and consequences for what you do together. You follow what I'm saying? So don't make it about the party. Don't make it about COVID. When he comes back, make it about how the two of you need to renegotiate the terms of how you communicate and how you accomplish your greatness and the greatness of your marriage together. Because the party and the COVID situation showed that you guys aren't together as much as you need to be, and you got sick from it. Well, good luck with that. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more Ask Dr. Sean right after this. Welcome back, everybody. So, I got another video, people. Let's take a look at it right now.
Hi, Dr. Sean. My name's Adriana from Memphis, and I need some advice. I've been crushing on my best friend's brother for years, and recently he broke up with his girlfriend and asked me on a date. So do you think that would be a bad idea, or what should I do?
I say go for it. Why is that a bad idea? I mean, let me make sure I got it correct. Go over with me 2, 3. Now, so you fell in love with your best friend's brother. You were crushing on your best friend's brother, who was dating someone, but now he's not, right? Did I get it right? What? Oh, the best friend. That's the thing. The best friend. Should you date your best friend's brother? Yeah. Why? Do you see a problem with that? I don't see a problem with that. You listen, 2-3 said that y'all gonna be family. Keep it in the family. I mean, listen, here's what I would do. I would let your best friend know, this is what's up. And, I don't know how the best friend's going to react. They would react even more negatively if they find out after the fact, you know what I'm saying? So, you take the hit in the beginning if there's going to be a hit, and you keep on moving. I know you don't want to lose your best friend, but if that's your best friend, why is your best friend, mad about you being happy with her brother? Unless she knows something about her brother that you don't know. That was good. She may know something about your brother that, you know what I'm saying? I just say be open, be honest, let people know what's going on, and whatever discontentment that there may be because of it, let it happen in the beginning and not in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Here's what I'm saying, to make sure we're clear. Don't sneak off and date her brother without her knowing, because she's going to find out. You don't want to be in the middle of a relationship and then you have your best friend situation blow up, and you could have avoided all that. I don't see a problem with that. I mean, she doesn't own her brother. Everybody grown, right? Like everybody grown folks, right? And I don't think, is there a code you can't date your best friend's sibling? There's not a bro code for that. There's not a bro code. I don't know if there's a sister code for that. I just say be honest and just let her know this is what's going on. If she's your best friend, well, let me ask you this. Why doesn't she know already that you were crushing on her brother? Like, is that something you felt uncomfortable telling her? I mean, I don't know. Let me not make it about me. Let me not tell you my story, because that's not going to be helpful. Tell your best friend, and then go get you a hug. You've been crushing on this guy, now he's available. Don't shoot your shot. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the real advice, 2-3. Don't let people stand in the way of you shooting your shot, because you may only get one shot at it, and you worried about somebody else who ain't going to be there for you in the wee hours of the night. Okay? Shoot your shot. Just be honest about it. All right. I got somebody emailed me a question. Let me get to this, because I thought this question was important. My son is a great high school basketball player. Recruiters follow him, and he has the potential to get a 4-year scholarship, but his grades aren't great. I want him to give up playing basketball so that he can focus on his education. How do I handle this without ruining his athletic career? Well, the way you don't ruin his athletic career is to not make him stop playing basketball, because that's going to ruin his athletic career. Okay? Now, here's the thing I don't understand about a lot of parents, and I try to avoid this in my parenting, all right? You don't incentivize education by taking away from a kid something that the kid actually enjoys. That makes the kid actually resent education more, because the kid actually says, in the kid's mind, he's going to be saying, I could be playing basketball if it wasn't for school. School is the reason why I'm not playing basketball. The way you incentivize education is you go about finding what other triggers, I mean that positively, what other incentives motivates him, right? You don't need to take something away from him to motivate him. You have to motivate him affirmatively. And that's about you knowing your child. That's about you understanding him in ways that I never will, because I'm not his parent. You understand what I'm saying? You see, a part of what people do is we send kids to school, but we don't tell them why they're there. Or the reason we give them for being in school is not sufficient for them to sustain interest in the experience. You have to sit down and really tell your family story of education, what it meant to your family, the education your family didn't get, the education your family wishes it had gotten, and the education you want him to have, and why. And not just because you want him to get a job, because he's thinking, I'm going to the NBA. I don't need to get no job. That's not, no. You have to give him a greater sense of why education is important, which means you have to have it yourself, which means you have to understand education beyond grades. You see, I just challenged you. Did you get that? Is that your sense of him being educated can't just be about the grades that he gets, right? Grades are important. They are an indication of his potential or his performance. But education is more than just the grade that you get. It's about the person you're becoming. It's about the effort that you put in. And I would rather have a kid put in maximum effort and come out with a mediocre grade than have a kid give mediocre effort and come out with a great grade. Because he's not being educated. He's just getting a good grade. So I think everybody needs to reimagine what education means in this particular context. And if you've been blessed to have a kid who is athletically gifted, that's his gift. That's what the Creator's given him. That's what he's supposed to contribute to the world. You can't stand in the way of that because your family and you, I'm sorry to say this, have not given him a sufficient appreciation for education. That's not his fault, that's your fault. That's what you got to fix. I never believe in taking the kid's dream away from him and expecting the kid to get better. That's how we lose our sons. We lose our sons when we take from them the thing that orders their lives and gives them identity. No. Be slow to take his dream from him. Because the world outside of your house is going to snatch it from him faster and better than you can. Protect his dream, but open up his mind. You have a better sense. Follow what I'm saying? I have no idea how much time I have left. So listen. Thank you for watching tonight. Thank you for being a part of the show. You're still not telling me how much time I got left. and Alicia Jackson. You keep going, girl. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Are you going to tell me how much time I got left? Okay.